because after that, literally the first chapter of the book is titled "Make Them Swipe Right," and it literally was the email.
Oh my gosh. So, okay, now I'm sitting on the edge of my seat to find out, did she take your advice or did she drop the
No,
agency?
no, she didn't drop the agency. We were doing their TV buying, like so the TV was driving the traffic. It
Mm,
was a conversion problem for them, but they
sure.
did eventually redo their website, which made a lot more sense. But yeah, trying to tell her that the media wasn't the problem; it was where you were sending them that was the problem.
Right.
But they just didn't want to hear it.
That's funny. That's funny. I love that story. It really connects
So
well
funny.
because so many people, I mean, let's just say the landing page or the website that has evolved so much from a, brain dump and to like 20 pages deep to one page back out to, a couple of pages, but it makes so much more sense that you got to engage them. You don't walk up to the bar and go, "Hey, let's get married," right? I just
Correct.
mentioned let's get married or buy my shit, right? It's more of a what are you looking for? I understand the problems. I mean, you go through a whole sequence to get
Absolutely.
them more engaged.
Well, and what's funny is like, that turned into the metaphor just kept growing because it was like, well, make them swipe right. Yeah, but once I make them swipe right, then what? And
Mm.
then the next chapter actually goes into you got to know your type. And I don't need to swipe on everybody because not everybody I'm not going to be interested in everybody. There are things, and but whether it's physical attractions, whether it is worldviews, politics, whatever, like we're not going to agree on everything. There's no
Right.
reason for us to both go on a date if we're never going to see eye to eye on things, right?
Mm.
And there are some things that are just they're I'll say this, like every relationship I've ever been in, like I knew that if we didn't share a worldview, then we weren't going to be compatible. It didn't matter what else happened. And in some cases, and this you laugh about the walk of shame, a later chapter, but in some cases, and I'll give you an example, like there have been relationships in my life where we got into a relationship and perhaps there was a deep physical attraction
Sure.
or there was an attraction on another level, but we didn't share a lasting worldview. And it's like the urge to be in the relationship was so strong that I'm like, man, I wish I'd have never even gone on that first date because this relationship's never going anywhere, but it's
Because you can't have a
stopping me.
conversation with that person
Correct.
because
But it
your views are so
100%.
opposite that it's always going to end up in a fight,
Oh,
and then the makeup happens.
yeah, totally. And then the problem is it keeps you distracted from the relationship you could be in, or
Mm,
from meeting the other people that perhaps there's more compatibility with. And I think about, I'm a big Friends fan. I don't know if you're a fan of the TV show Friends. I probably
yep.
watched it 100 times, but it's like I remember. If you remember when Monica was dating Tom Selleck, right? The Monica
Mm,
and Richard relationship. And she ended the relationship because she's like, look, you don't want to have children with me, and this is something I want. It's like everything was perfect, but that one thing was a breaking point.
exactly.
And Monica's like, look, I need to end this because had she not ended that relationship, she never would have been, with that person. And I mean, I'd laughingly make a Friends joke there, but not a joke, but a reference. But we all know those people. The couple that breaks up and everybody's like, yeah, that should have happened 2 years ago. And and the truth of the matter is like 2 years went by that you could have been meeting the right one. And where clients are concerned, I make the comparison because I have some clients, even current clients, I'll be honest with you, that I'm like, man, like we're not the right match for you. Like we're just not. Like we're a great agency and you may be a great business, but there needs to be a very, very, very clear um what do I want to say?